Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A little bit of everything with Erin. Today we'll be doing another Get Ready With Me episode. It's kind of a should I waste my money on that review and a Get Ready With Me. So one of my co-workers and slash friends gave me the Fetish Kat Von D palette for Christmas, and she said can't wait to see the review. So here it is. It is a nice heavy duty palette. It's got like a fake faux leather look to it, and the wording is kind of stitched in there, which is really great. On the back you have all your colors listed. When we open it, there's a giant mirror up there and all your colors. And I'll just swatch a couple really quick for you. Chastity is this nice gold, rubber clearly is black, and Dominatrix is this shimmery red, which is really pretty. So I was looking at the palette and debating on what look I wanted to go with. I'm more of a bright toned chick, but the other day I went to go for a neutral look, and I kind of added brown glitter to my entire lid because I don't know how to be neutral at all. And it was just like a nice, still for me, subtle, because it was a darker color that I don't typically go for. But it is December and I've been kind of doing Christmassy looks, so I think I'm gonna stay in that realm. I'm probably gonna stick with the greens and the browns and golds and maybe dip into a little bit of red. So we'll get into all that. I've already moisturized and primed my face. I'm gonna do one eye and then I'm gonna go off camera and do everything else. That way you guys aren't bored, because you already saw me do a lot of that stuff last week. So as always, I'm gonna start with an eyelid primer, and I just have the e.l.f. primer. Then I'm gonna take this fluffy brush here. It's by Walgreens, it's nobody important. And I'm gonna go into Fixation as my transition color. Ooh, there's a lot of pickup in the pan, so if that's something that bothers you, there is a lot. And I'm just gonna use the mirror here, and I'm just gonna punch that in right above my crease and then just blend it out a bit. So on the other end of this brush is another fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use that one to go into La Petite Morte. That says Morte, right? Just wanted to make sure I said it right. And I'm just gonna dab that in, and then I'll blend it out. Again, a lot of pickup in the pan. I find that greens and purples are kind of hard to work with, but I'm told that that's because to get the proper pigment color, there's a lot of work to go in that, so they're not always the easiest to blend out. I'm gonna go back into Fixation, which is our light brown shade, our transition color, and do small circles right where that and the green meet to kind of blend them together. I don't know how much this palette is either. I looked online, she said she got it on sale. I believe I read that typically it's about $60, and you can find it at Sephora. And go back into La Petite Morte, which is the green. See if I can add a little more in there just to brighten it up a little bit. It's looking a little dull to me. After using green in the Huda Beauty palette, the Emerald Obsession, I kind of have a special place in my heart for that green. It blends like a dream. So with a Wet n Wild fluffy brush, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some rope, which is a nice darker shimmery brown, and I'm gonna put that in the corner. I think I want to do it on the inner corner too. Let's see how it looks. And I'm pushing more than I'm blending, if that makes sense, to help you out. I think I went in a little too far because I don't have a lot of space between those. So I'm gonna take my concealer, and today I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, and this is in 840B Light Ivory. I just put a little on my hand just so I'm not transferring color into the bottle. I think I'm just gonna take this small concealer brush, and this one's by e.l.f. It's very dainty. And I'm just gonna cut the crease a little bit. Okay, so I've got some clean space there now. Yay. And on this flat brush from Wet n Wild, I'm going to pick up Submissive. I didn't know if I wanted that or Chastity. It's going back and forth. And that's just like a really pretty light gold, which is great for Christmas colors. And I'm gonna dab that right into where I cut that crease a little bit in the middle. And for shimmers, these go on really nicely. Like, I usually have to use a setting spray or my finger to get a nice color coverage from them, but they're going on really well. Now, just so that it doesn't look so blasé, I'm gonna go back into Whip, and I'm just gonna blend those edges where we went in with Submissive. And I'm just gonna lightly go over it, and that'll just give a little bit of dimension, and it won't have that harsh line, like we could just cut it out and put it there. The eye crease brush, and this one is by e.l.f. It's just a nice small brush that fits right in your crease. Take a little bit of rubber and just lightly go into the crease and just give our eye a little bit more dimension. So those shimmer shades feel a little creamy, so be careful when you're blending in another matte color, because it can get a little messy and muddled looking because of that creaminess. And then I think in the inner corner, I'm gonna take some of Cuffs and then just pop that in there. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit lightly into the center of Submissive, just so it looks like light's hitting it. What do you think? All right, I'm gonna do the other eye and then put my face on, and then I'll come back and we'll do the under eye together. Okay, so my face is on now, yay! And just looking at my eyes in the mirror, I do wanna add a little bit more color up on my brow bone. Typically, I go into one of my other palettes because there's a couple of like really bright colored highlights that are a little translucent in those palettes, but I'm trying to stick into this one because I'm kind of doing a review on it. So I think I'm actually just gonna go right back into Cuffs, and I'm just using a concealer brush, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that and just swoop it right under there. And then because it is a little bit of a shimmer, I'll use my finger to kind of blend it out right into my transition color, which was Fixation. And that just gives it a little more pop and a little extra dimension. All right, so now we'll do the under eyes now that I have my face on. So I'm just gonna take, I don't know if this is like another concealer brush, what is this? A smudge brush, and this one's by e.l.f. And we're gonna go back into La Petite Morte, which is that green tone, and swoop that down under the lower lash line. And just blend it right up into the V that we've made up top. Then I want to go back into submissive. And just where it is on my upper lid, I'm going to do that down below also. Just for a little light and burst of color down there. And then just with the little eyeshadow brush that I used earlier to pick up cuffs, I'm going to do that again and just make sure that my pop of color in the corner is good. And I do drag that a little bit into the inner lid and on the bottom lash line. I do that with almost every look. It's just how I like it. If that's not your thing, then you don't have to do it, but I like the extra dimension that that gives. Okay, so now I just have to add my liner and my mascara. Be right back. Okay guys, here's my final look. I hope you like it. Pretty, pretty. And here is my review on if you should waste your money on Fetish palette by Kat Von D. I really did like the palette. I think there was 24 colors in it. We'll just pop that open again for you to see. Lots of shimmers, lots of mattes. If you're into more of the darker tone colors, this is a great palette to have because you do get a lot of nice browns, that navy blue. This purple is really pretty. I'm really liking this shade, and that's a really gorgeous red. Reds are hard to come by. And like I said, for Christmas colors, like I could get a couple of really good looks out of this palette. I'm not 100% sure on the price. I'll have to look it up and put it right here for you. Again, this was a gift to me, so I'm not really sure. I believe I read somewhere that it's like 60 something dollars, and it might have been on like a Black Friday special or something at Sephora, because that is where she picked it up at. The packaging is great. I love it. The only really issue that I had, actually there was two. So the pickup in the pan when I go to grab a couple color, I am not a fan of pickup in pans, but that's only because I like to keep my palettes pretty and looking clean and fresh, and so that there's no mixing of colors when I'm dabbing into another color. And I had to blow into the pan to kind of get the colors out of the way. But some people that doesn't bother them, so you know, if that's cool with you, it's cool. I will obviously use this multiple times. That was my only real hiccup with the palette. The other thing that was a little cumbersome to me was that the green was hard to buff out and blend, and I really had to pack the green in there, and I actually had to add some of the black just to get that dimension that I was looking for. And like I said earlier, that's just because I've been spoiled by the Huda Beauty Emerald palette with the green in it, because I can just touch it and it's like magic. And that's nothing against this one. I did get it to work how I wanted it to work. But again, if that's something that's going to be a problem for you, then that would be the only hiccup that I would really see. Other than that, great palette, amazing colors, pigment. I think this look came out really pretty. It's great for Christmas. You could wear it out to a party, whatever. I'll take some photos and put them right here for you. So should you waste your money on it? I mean, yeah, if you love these kind of colors and you're a fan of Kat Von D, of course you should waste your money on it. Hello, it's makeup. Not all makeup is great, but that one is pretty good. I really did like it. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you for joining in with me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment down below. If you're new here and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my page. And if you hit the bell at the top of the page, you'll get notifications anytime I post new videos, which is almost daily lately, because you guys are awesome and I appreciate you. Until next time, guys, bye. Yeah.